Hi guys, welcome to the Sunday Movement Exploration series. Today we are going to be looking at hip opening moves. Sitting on our chairs for too long can make our hips tight, so hopefully these moves will help you find some mobility and release tightness in the hips. Let's get started. The first move is a low lunge. I like to tuck my back toes, lift my back knee, lengthen that back leg, and then gently bring my knee down. You can sink in a little more deeper if that feels good for you. Hands can rest on the front thigh for support. Back is nice and tall. Try to hold the move for about 15 to 20 seconds. Gently switching sides, bringing the other leg in between the hand. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, getting that nice stretch, and then gently bringing the knees down. Sink in a little more deeper. You can even find some dynamic movements, shifting forward and back. Gently coming into downward facing dog, pedaling the legs if that feels good. Transitioning to lizard stretch. Place the legs on the outside of the hand. You should feel a nice stretch in your hips. You can take the stretch deeper by coming onto your forearms. You don't need to do this, but if you felt that the previous move was too easy and you would like to get deeper, you can come onto your forearms. You can progress this even further by elevating and keeping your legs on top of a block. You should feel a more intense stretch. If it feels too much, you can just back out. Coming into a downward facing dog to transition to the other side. Place a left leg on the outside of your hand. You can stay here, work from here. If you want to take it deeper, you can come onto your forearms. Hold it there. Try to hold the move for 15 to 20 seconds. Progressing this a little further by keeping the foot on top of a block. Notice the difference. You should feel a more intense stretch here. Coming into a downward facing dog, pedaling the legs if that feels good, and transitioning to pigeon pose. Now I'll show you a modification here. For a lot of us, coming into a full pigeon pose can be a challenge. So you can come into a bent sit position and you can walk your hands forward, staying high on your fingertips. Walking your hands back, switching side. Holding it there. Now let's come into the full pigeon pose. Stretching the back leg, sitting up nice and tall. If your hips are coming up, you can place a block underneath. You can take it a bit further by coming onto your forearms. You can even walk your hands all the way forward, resting your forehead onto the mat. If your head doesn't touch the mat, you can place it on a block. Tuck your toes, come into downward facing dog, and let's transition to the other side. Place a block underneath your hip so you get that lift in the chest and your back is also nice and tall. You can walk your hands forward, coming onto your forearms, or walk all the way forward. Forehead can rest onto the mat. Coming back into downward facing dog, pedaling the legs. Taking a child's pose stretch. From here, we're going to come onto our backs, beginning to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Place one leg over the other, and let's find some hip rotations here. Holding it. Switching side. Placing the ankle onto the thigh. Holding the stretch. Next, we're going to be looking at half happy baby pose. Place your hands on the inside of your foot and draw the thighs closer to the floor. Only go as far as it feels comfortable for you. The other leg is extended out. Make sure the opposite leg thighs remain on the floor. Switching side. Placing your hands on the inside of your feet. Drawing the thighs closer to the floor. Hold for about 15 to 20 seconds. You can hug your knees to chest. From here, we're going to take the figure 4 stretch. Draw the knees closer to chest. Hold the stretch. Switching sides. You should be able to feel a nice stretch in your outer hip. Taking a reclining butterfly. Rocking up to seated. Seated butterfly pose. Hold it. You can take it into a forward fold. Go only as far as it feels comfortable for you. You can also place the block on either side of your knees for support. Use 2 blocks on both sides if that makes it more comfortable for you. Leaning forward and holding the stretch. From here, we'll take the moving butterfly, placing your hands by the side, come into a butterfly pose, and then come into an extended leg position. Do a few repetitions of this. From here, we're going to come into a deep squat position. Hands can come to the heart, opening the knees, feeling that nice stretch in the hips. You can even bring the knees down one at a time. You can place a block under your sitting bones, makes it more comfortable for you. Walking your hands forward. Coming into our last stretch, the Piriformis Stretch. Place one leg over the other. Hand stays close to the back. Sitting up nice and tall, twist and look over your shoulder. Notice where you feel that stretch. You should feel that stretch in the piriformis muscle. Switching side. This is the last stretch I have for you guys. I hope you had fun. I hope you felt some loosening in the hips. Keep doing these moves. Thank you guys.